Hi, this is Merkaba Molly. I'm a psychic medium energy healer. I also do past regression sessions, online sessions, and in Sydney in-person readings. I'm going to do a reading for 3 readings for the New Year, the Chinese New Year. I'm going to use a few different decks for this. One is archetypes, one is goddess guidance cards, and then the other ones are i-ching, which is a Chinese system, oracle system, but they're actually cards rather than the traditional ones. And then I'll also use an animal spirit oracle. This will just be a little bit different to the usuals. And question is, what can you expect, or what are you guided to look at for yourself this year? This is the year of the dragon. So you can use your intuition to pick group 1, 2, or 3. And you can use these crystals as the choices as well. This is Jasper. I think this is Angelite. And this one, oh, I can't even remember. I know it's good for the throat chakra. So that one has more of a crystal look to it. This one is a Australian rock. Okay, so you can pick 1 for Jasper, 2 Angelite, 3 for the blue one, the other blue one, sparkly. And your guides will give you an answer. It'll either be like a number that you can feel into, or one of the stones or crystals here. Okay, and then you can jump to the timestamp for your reading. So we'll start with group 1. I'm going to start with i-ching for you. Okay, so this is about the energy for you this Chinese New Year going forward to 2024. Okay, so what I'm hearing is feelings, and we'll just get a bit more than that. So for you, the theme is feelings. That can be feeling into your emotions. And if you're not typically good at feeling your emotions and you're more into bottling them up, working on that. Okay, so this is number 43, I think. I need to put my glasses on for that. Tiny writing. Okay, so... Okay, this is good. It's called the breakthrough and the determination. It says opposing forces lose strength, and you can already sense your breakthrough. Act upon what has so far hindered you in an open and non-violent way. There is no chance for a compromise just now. Indicate your intentions clearly and without ambiguity, and then proceed on your way, determined, friendly, and securely. If you announce unpleasant truths or need to bring about changes, your behaviour should be peaceful but without compromise in facts. Indicate future opportunities instead of persisting in the past. Okay, so I understand why they're talking about feelings. We need to release the feelings of the past so they don't interfere with how we behave in this breakthrough that is happening for you. And then determination means to courageously fight against fears and passions that undermine your principles. Okay, so I didn't even read that before, but yeah, that's just explaining what I was saying about emotions. Don't let your emotions get in the way. And then it says confront bad habits in a determined way. This makes them weaker until they vanish forever. Take care not to project your own mistakes onto other people. You cannot fight injustice with selfish interest or lies. Beware that your surroundings will reflect your own behaviour back onto you. Okay, so this does feel like you're mastering your emotions. This is the year to do that, and you have a breakthrough in terms of how you handle situations. So this is actually a big step in the spiritual path. I'll get a goddess card regarding this. It might be more on the same matter or something else regarding this year. Okay, they are showing me aiming for what you want this year. So manifestation, setting your intention clearly for what you want. This feels like something bigger than what you've wanted before. Okay, and we have go outside, be in nature. All right. So slightly different to the first card, but I think this is all tied in with working through your emotions. And nature does help us with that. Nature and being mindful, so you can practice mindfulness, being in the present moment. Okay, yeah, finding peace. It says there is no need to worry as everything is working out beautifully. Okay, so this does feel like a good year for you if you do your work, your inner work. We'll get an animal card for you. I am hearing cherish and cherishing the moment. So try to be more in the present moment, and that's where you find your inner peace. And remember, worrying is worrying about the past or the future, and it's useless. There's no point in doing that. Okay, so your animal card is... I'm hearing a few things. So first is like a new beginning and make a splash. And we have the cobra. Okay. So the cobra does typically represent spiritual transformation. And I'll just check what it says in this book. This is slightly different. This is by Kim Krantz. I'm hearing grounding for you is particularly important, and the way that cobra is rising up from the ground, your transformation will be helped by grounding. So this whole idea of mindfulness, letting go of worries. Okay, so the cobra in this book, it says the cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Okay, so this does, like what I was saying before, becoming a master of your own emotions. And I'm getting that you're breaching this. So, you know, when a whale comes out of the water, you're on the tip of the iceberg regarding this. You've probably already done some work around it. I feel this is coming more in the neutral zone, actually, and you are not exhibiting reactive behaviour so much anymore, like emotionally reactive, but you're more neutral in your reactions because you are aware of your own inner situation. Okay. So we'll get a oracle card from the Archetypes Oracle by Kim Krantz. I am hearing dig deep. So there is some like deep inner work here, which is that cobra idea of the teacher coming forward. And it may be a physical teacher, it may be a book, or it may be some inner wisdom that is reaching you at this time to help you master this stage of the spiritual path. Okay, and the card that flew out is the Self, which makes 100% sense about what we're talking about. You're at a point of self-realization this year. I like this idea because at the start of the year, if we have a focus, we can make sure we carry that through the year. It doesn't mean we're focusing on goals like fitness, but more spiritual, emotional growth. So, okay, the self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, and leads us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. The self is the central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities. When this card appears, it is a call to step back into witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, our ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, spin and smoulder in chaos. Yet the self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, observing as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavour of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more. Attempt to see the you behind the you. Okay, so I hope this helps you. And if you would like a session with me, you can visit my website and book in via that. I do international and Australian clients. And until next time, I'll see you online. Okay, so we'll go on to group 2. So for group 2, I'll start with an i-ching card. This card is going to give us a message regarding what is the theme for you this year in terms of your spiritual growth or development. Okay, I am seeing a client I had not long ago who was wanting to change careers and was being guided to slow down. So working too much or under too much pressure, and guided to change to a job that was more accommodating for her needs. Okay, so here we have what looks like a teepee or a tent and a meditator inside. And I'll read this to you. Okay, so this is called the limitation. Limitations create structure and order and lend a purpose to nature and the personal being of man. Without limits, you are adrift in a sea of possibilities and move from one topic to the next without ever committing yourself. The soul and mind of man were not created to live in infinite liberty. It exhausts the self. Whether you are dealing with money, strength, health, or emotions, it is now of great importance to pace yourself. That's exactly why I was seeing that client. She was really being guided to forget the money that was in that job, which was better than her old job, because it was taking over her life and she needed to slow down. Otherwise, she was going to go into exhaustion. So I'll keep reading this book. It says, this requires comprehension, discipline, and moderation, but the effort is well worth it. Clear guidelines help you to keep to those self-imposed limits. You survive bad times without any major losses, and you will keep your sense of reality in good times. However, these limitations are only a means to an end. Also limit your limitations, but remember that if you limit your own nature too harshly, it will lead to an erosion of your personality. An inadequate limitation of others will lead to indignation. Okay, so this does feel like walking the middle path and not excessively doing one thing or another. So if you are in a position with your work where you're working too much, too many hours, maybe the demands are too much, just consider that you either need to change your job or change your position or talk to your boss about changing the role so that it is less demanding for you. So we'll get a goddess card now. Okay. I'm hearing feeling safe, okay? And sometimes when we are pushed beyond what we feel our resources offer, we feel stress. And here we have sacred space. It says create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. And that picture before was very much a meditator sitting in like a teepee kind of situation. So I think this really is a message regarding you finding your inner peace and your inner quiet through meditation and quiet time, connecting with the divine. You may want to do yoga or some other spiritual practice that helps you get to that quietness. I am hearing that it will, sacred ally, your team, your spirit team, your angels will help you, but you need to quiet down to tune in. And this will also help you create balance with busy mind at work. You need to create some quiet time in your mind. Okay, so we'll get a animal oracle card now. That was fast. I've got the eagle. This is a deck by Kim Kranz. Now the eagle, to me, when I see that, feels very powerful. Landing in and getting what it wants. I'll go to the book and see what it says. Okay. This is not an easy way to find the cards in this book. Okay, it's the very last page, of course. Okay, so the eagle is an all-pervading power, a truth seeker, and transforms karma. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your phalanx, with the claws, and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think. Okay, so maybe you do feel powerless in this situation, but this is really saying you are more powerful than you think. And I think once you start finding your inner source, meditating, your inner stillness, you can then get some clarity and steps to move forward. It does feel like going back to the drawing board. So maybe a career change is what you're desiring. Okay, so we will get an archetype card. Alright, this is also by Kim Kranz. It says Thanatos. Excuse my pronunciation. This is a Greek word, I think. So I'll find this in the book. Another book that's hard to find the page for the card. Okay, this one is also right at the end. No. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, so yeah. I mean, the picture kind of looks like this. It says death. It is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation, but the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an internal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our heart, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld and will return to the land of the living eventually, with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. So this card is about letting go and grieving a former thing. So perhaps this is the career or the work or whatever this thing is that you are being guided to let go of. And I do think there's something that is keeping you in this thing, whether it be a monetary reward, or maybe the ego gets something out of it. You can look at your own inner health, your energy levels and see if that really tells you, is this a good thing for you? Because I'm getting that whatever this is that you need to let go of, it is necessary to look at doing that very quickly. Okay, I hope this helped you. If you need a reading from me or any other sessions I offer, please get in touch via my website. And now we'll go to group 3. So I'll get a card for group 3 from the I-ching oracle. This is going to give us an idea of what you are looking at focusing on this year, this Chinese New Year, and going forward, 2024. Okay, I'm getting a few messages. I'm just waiting for the card to come out so I can put it all together. This does feel like cleaning your energy is required, because something else is around the corner. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to start with that because I feel like this is a slightly different message than the other groups. Okay, so we have inner wisdom. Alright, you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Okay, so the messages I was getting is basically there is something you've been wanting and you're not quite ready to pounce on it. And at this stage, or maybe you've just come out of this, you've been in an energetic cleansing kind of period where you are letting go of things that don't help you anymore, things that don't support you. It could be emotions, energy, doing a bit of a rebirth energetically. And so it feels like now you are sort of on the end of that and you are ready to take action. Basically, your guides are saying you can now take action. So this will apply in different ways to different people. Now I'll go to the I-ching and see if we can get more about this. Okay, I am seeing that you feel like you have lots of different options and you're trying to decide which one is the thing to focus on or do. So decision making phase right now. Okay, but then the guides are pointing back to your inner wisdom, and some of those options are probably more based in the mind or the ego, and they're saying, what is in your heart? Focus in on your wisdom and trust the intuition. Okay. Again, I'm not getting an I-ching for you. I'll try again later. So let's go to the archetypes. I am getting reinforcement of the idea that you need to make the call. Whatever it is, you need to make the call. It could be contacting someone, or it could be enrolling in a course or university or something. But you need to take that step forward now. And what this is showing me, it's very much like a bridging of two worlds. And it's probably a bigger decision than other ones you've made. Okay, so we have the thread. This is an oracle deck by Kim Krantz. And I like using this one for a little bit of a deeper reading. Okay, so let's try and find it in the book. This is why I don't use it in online reading, in YouTube videos much, because it's so hard to find the pages. Okay, here we go. The thread, the path, the vein, and the circuit. Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously and circuitously. leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug. Meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread, a song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. So, yes, this does feel like a big momentous shift because you start listening to the heart, and the heart is connected to, well, it's the seat of intuition. So that's where you get your guidance from your angels and your spirit team. So this does feel like you need to start working on listening to your intuition and then trusting the guidance that you receive and following and taking action. I feel like you're more at the action stage and you have actually received intuition already. That's why this is such a shift of moving from one world to another, where before your ego would have told you otherwise, and now you are starting to trust your intuition, and that's a different way of living. Okay, so let's try and get an i-ching, because this is a Chinese New Year reading. I thought I'd use a Chinese system. The guides are showing me a card from another deck, which is called Playing It Safe, and sitting behind a picket fence while there are fireworks going off in the distance on the other side of the fence. And I really feel like you know what you need to do, you just need to make that decision. Stop sitting in indecision and actually choose what you want. Go for it. So here we have number 16, I think. Okay. It's called The Enthusiasm and the Harmonic Accord. Everything that happens in the universe follows the path of least resistance and a natural order. In harmonic accord with the forces that surround you, you will always find the easiest path and adapt to different circumstances. Try to connect with your authentic nature and listen to the voice within. If you are full of joy and serene, this shows that your spirit and your behaviour are in harmony with all cosmic events. In interpersonal relationships, certain rules also apply to which you must adhere. These rules are a prerequisite for loyalty and cohesion. New ideas can only be implemented successfully when people have a strong desire for them. This is always the case when the goals are in keeping with the needs of the people and there is a climate of cooperation and trust. This is a profitable situation for all. On an individual level, the harmony of mind, body and spirit guarantees optimal growth on all levels. Okay. So that is just a repeating message that when you do your grounding, your meditation, listen to your intuition and take action, you are in harmonic accord. And this the initial messages I was getting was this was related to taking a leap into a relationship. And it may apply in that way, or it may be more, it's just a personal shift into trusting your intuition. So here we have the camel from the Animal Oracle deck. And the camel has resources. The camel is able to live in difficult environments. And it has the resources to continue to do that. So let's look at the book, see what she says. Here we go. Resourceful, independent, and knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is a self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger, that's an example, the camel searches inside for the coal elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveller and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. So, Spirit is saying that you do have the resources to make this decision, to follow through on your choice. And I do feel like you're being guided to do it for a reason. And once you do, it's like the floodgates open and anything that was stopped before now comes through for you. So I hope this helps you. If you would like a personal session with me, you can book on my website at merkabamolly.com. And until my next video, namaste. Take care.